I'd make it so obnoxious.
Oh, for those of you guys just following along from the previous match, we are switching over to the Risen Star League round of 8. The winner of this is going to move on to the round of 4 to face GT Kong in the bottom right corner as the Red Terran. It's Koda.
And up in the top left-hand corner, the blue Terran. It is Veritas. And this is kind of the start of something interesting here. There are a number of Risen competitive team and Alpha X players. I think 2 Alpha X and then, what, 3, 4 Risen competitive team players in the round of 8. And we were talking with Kyojin in reality and kind of being like, oh, Risen versus Alpha X finals, Risen versus Alpha X finals. And both of these guys are contenders of potential finalists, and they're facing each other in the first round here.
A lot of predictions did say that Koda was going to make it out of the round.
Yeah, but in defense of Veritas there, it is the RSL, the Risen Star League. There are more Risen members in it than I think any other team by a decent margin, so it doesn't exactly shock me that they were voting with the home crowd. Also, especially considering how good Koda is. What was your prediction for this? I think I went 3-0 Koda, to be honest, which goes to show. Like,
I think I went 3-2 Koda.
Yeah.
It's like Fox News. It's like, no, I disagree. It's going to be 3-2 in favor of Koda. It's like, whoa. That's a controversial opinion. You're way too in favor of Veritas there. I think it's going to be 3-1 Koda. You know?
And I'm like, no. That is like, yeah.
Hashtag fair and balanced.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good match. Veritas is a newcomer to the RSL. Koda participated in only 2 of them, or only 1 of them last season, I think. So neither of these guys have we seen like a ton of in the RSL format, but of course we know Koda from all types of clan war events, all types of, Risen competitive events. So I'm kind of, for me personally, more watching Veritas more than anything, because I'm still trying to get a full handle on how this guy plays, because he's clearly very...
Okay, Koda only has a Reaper to defend this. Wait a minute.
That's a big problem.
Those Hellions are only halfway finished. Uh-oh. Yeah, Koda has to retreat to the main right away. He does finish the CC. The SCV kind of comically hides inside. Oh no, he ventures out. He tries to make it to the main. He will.
He escapes to the high ground.
It's like, did you ever watch like the 70s Scooby-Doo show? Where like, they always have that montage of the same animation where like the ghosts and the mystery gang are like going in the closet and then out of the closet and then they both end up in the same closet.
They play the wacky
That was
music.
that SCV. Okay, yeah, Koda bought time for his Hellions to come out, and this is actually absolutely massive, killing the entirety of Veritas' army. Veritas is going to produce a Cyclone next. But that's a great start for Koda. It looked like Veritas was gonna, slow down the CC, get 2 SCV kills, gun down a Reaper, but Koda avoided all of that, and is now in a dominant position, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I think it's looking all right. To be fair, Veritas got out that Cyclone, which is kind of like the okay, Hellion Reaper phase is kind of over. It just can trade so effectively against them. It's tankier. It puts out a ton of damage. And behind this, it looks like Koda is going to have the advantage on the 3rd CC. That's going to be nice for him. That's kind of where his advantage is manifesting right now. Veritas is still going to have the tools in, the Marine tank and specifically the Raven to kind of equalize himself. Ravens are so weird in TVT, man. It's like tanks matter until they don't anymore.
Yeah. Ish. I mean, it's all about, like, do you control well and get that spell off? Do you get your auto turrets down in the right place? Do you lose the Raven?
And it looks like this Raven's actually going to get 2 SCVs there for Koda. The tank's in position, so it mitigates the worst of the damage. But, you know, SCVs for energy is always, you know...
Yeah, basically, it kind of helps even the odds from the one SCV Koda lost at the start of the game, and the delayed mining time, and also, you know, the SCV that was delayed by the orbital not morphing, but, yeah, everything else considered, we're gonna head into the mid-game. Koda's fallen down 8 army supply, but I'd shake a lot of that up to him going into more expensive, more valuable mech units, as opposed to Veritas's just continued marine production. So it's really numbers against value here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we see that Veritas already has those 3 racks pumping out Marines. Koda's still establishing that production, but when he does, he's going to have more barracks as well. So, like, he can equalize this Marine count pretty quickly once he gets all these 5 barracks up and running.
Yeah, it's almost like having 3 hatcheries and ZVs. Sorry, I had to.
It's a lot like that, actually, yeah. And 8 SCVs going down in the background, too. A Raven harass, it looks like.
Koda's gonna have much later stim, but again, he's not as reliant on Marines as Veritas is. Okay, 10 SCVs went down for Veritas. I totally missed it.
Yeah, this is scary, though. All the Raven energy, or at least most of it, it was to Ravens, but like now almost all the Raven energy is gone. And Veritas has a big army here. He's got a really big army.
He doesn't... Okay.
That's the only tank! Oh no, that's the only tank here, and there's 2 here for Veritas who's pushing in here. And he could take out this natural. He's going to focus down, and it's going to die. He's not saving that. Boom, down goes the natural. The SCVs are trapped. He's going to lose a ton of... And just like that Koda, who was in such a good spot, his economy's just been hamstrung. Loses 21 SCVs in a base, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter if your third's quicker if you lose your natural. Oh, this third base is exposed now as well. I think it's going to die. There's too many Marines here.
Yeah.
Didn't lift, yeah. Now what do? You're on 1 CC. He's even accidentally friendly firing himself. Yeah, you're screwed.
He's lost 30 SCVs.
Yeah, and now Veritas is up on pretty much everything.
Well, he's not that far ahead in army supply. Stim has finished for Koda. He's going to make a last-ditch push. The mistake that I see here is I think he probably should have pulled the boys. I really do.
Yeah, because I mean, there's going to be a doom drop here anyway from Veritas, just making sure that Koda is 1 billion% all in with. And at this point, this army right here, it doesn't need to kill Koda's army. It just needs to trade. All he's going to do is trade, because this is Koda's army. It's not getting better. He's going to stim in, picking off every unit that Koda loses is valuable. He can't replace them. His economy back at home is dead. And, I mean, if he's going to win it, it's got to be with this. A Cyclone, a few Marines, a Raven, and a tank. And he just doesn't have enough.
Combat shields get picked off. Just to kind of add insult to injury, Koda's production is dwindling. He's going to base trade as best he can.
Yeah, and he's picking off these medevacs. I mean, or at least one of them, that's nice. At this point, Veritas can just pull the boys and just drown them in... Yeah, splits the Marines well, clears everything out. Koda's down 20 army supply, he's down 30 worker supply, he's down 3 CC, or 2 CCs. He is in big trouble. Still, these 2 tanks even just being annoying, shelling away at his production too, like...
The Vikings are gonna land... Oh, they decided not to land on the tanks. They win that engagement if they did, but...
But even then, does it matter? I mean... Veritas is just going to say, hey, let's just trade units until I have them and you don't. And that's going to come very, very quickly here. GG is called. Veritas.
In the top left corner of Simulacrum, the first point on the board, as the blue Terran from Alpha X, it's Veritas.
And down in the bottom right-hand corner, the red Terran player representing Risen Competitive. It's who is sending multiple workers out onto the map, indicating that there will be proxied barracks.
Yep. That's 100% what's going to happen.
And there are 4 of them. How many barracks do you think there'll be?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you for indulging me there. It could be any number. Oh, here we go. The depot is about to finish, and these are going to start coming down. A big thing here will be if Veritas scouts after the racks. That would inform him of this a lot sooner than he would otherwise find out.
Oh my god, you know we memes?
And this one of them is scout.
Twas us that was the fool all along.
Oh my god, that's too funny, dude.
There could still be 4 barracks. It could still happen. Save us, Koda.
Do it. Save us.
Oh my god, it's queued up. It's queued up, Revolt.
We're so smart. Oh shit.
GT Kong is saying LOL the TY build. I can't remember. Did this happen before or after the TY build?
That wasn't in a TVT.
Okay, apparently
that was in a TVC.
Yeah.
Also that, I mean it is, but like, yeah.
I mean, it's the same build, it's just, yeah. Okay, Koda's gotten a reactor from, excuse me, a refinery back home.
And Veritas is scouted and he's like, okay, he knows something's coming. He knows it's a proxy. When you're as good as he is and you're in a scenario like this, you're not sitting there like, well, wonder like if it still could be normal. No. He knows it's a cheese. He just doesn't know what cheese.
He's scouting around with a Reaper. He's gonna find this. Oh my god, it's gonna be... Okay, it's scouted.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say if it came in too late. Oh, and here we go. Now there's 4 Marines. Let's take a look at the unit count here. It's 2 Reapers. Oh, one of them gets dangerously low, but stays alive. And a Widow Mine on the way as well here for Veritas. I think if Koda can get up and stop this bunker from getting up, he could be sitting in a pretty decent position here. He's gonna deny. And I like the moving of the CC there from Veritas. Gonna put it in a more defensible spot. This Widow Mine. Oh no, this Widow Mine. Oh. It's gonna be a very delicate dance here, Renegade. If this Widow Mine hits center mass on the Marines, they are toast. Also remember, a player as good as Veritas, you know, is going to be trying to retarget that mine on to the money shots here. He doesn't want it firing on an individual Marine.
Oh, that Marine flew halfway across the base.
Yeah,
at least on my ragdoll.
Oh my gosh, and Veritas is just picking off Marines. Boom, that's great bait out of the shot, but at this point there's 2 Hellions. A Bonker's up as well with 2 Marines in it. I mean... I don't know,
okay,
man.
So Veritas is going to be very severely supply blocked. So these are the units he has to live with for a while. Koda has invested in Reapers.
Yeah, and those are definitely a more microable tool here. The problem is has Veritas gotten out too much? Oh, the Marines line up for the shots. Huge shots there, eliminated almost all the Marine comp, but now these Reapers are coming in. They're starting to get some good shots. A few SCVs fall, but again, Veritas still in the SCV lead. And he has the bonus of having his production in his own base, which Koda does not. A lot more needs to get...
Veritas is quotation marks, only ahead 3 workers. But that's a big only. Like, at this point in the game, that's like... It's almost a 20% bigger economy.
Yeah, I mean, and again, remember, if he gets the army advantage at any point, right? Like, even if he's behind a little bit of economy, once these racks are forced up, that's no units for Koda for a long...
Yeah, I mean, I just think they're not forced up, right? Like, you don't
Yeah.
go home.
You play until when they're forced up, you leave the game. Yeah, like. But again, I mean, the longer this goes on, I feel like the more I like it for Veritas. No, Koda is getting himself a CC behind them. So maybe we're wrong. Maybe there is a transition plan here. But considering that there's a proxied factory making Hellions that can absolutely swamp Koda's economy, I don't think this plan of economic recovery is one that's going to be viable. Here come the Hellions, yeah. And at this point, Koda knows he can't just sit here dancing around anymore. He has to get something done now. His economy back home, shattered, gone. It's not coming back.
You could almost say he's, you know, Koda's sitting there and he's like, I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Yeah, I mean, very apt. I mean, the factory's not gonna get up, the second CC's not gonna get. He's gonna send Reapers at home to defend, but.
Oh, no, the SCVs have been found. This game's over.
No, there's a tank, man. Tank scans, boom, bang.
This is... He's gunning down the women and children SCVs at this point.
It's like, I still got mules, though. But at this point, Veritas knows all he needs to do is sit where he's at and just keep making units. And he's actually kind of expanding out from this, which I guess isn't that risky. He knows that his opponent's army is just these pure Reapers. But I guess maybe if they can get on top of the tank and then harass the mineral line, I don't know. No, there's about to be a cycle. Even a Widow Mine here. Oh, good pull there by Koda. He's going to start trying to dig himself out of hell, but I don't know if he's got a good enough shovel here, Renegade. So the tank moves back into position, and now this is shut down. Like, it's just going to get blown. He is called. Well, here we are.
In the top right corner of Everdream is up 2-0. It's Veritas.
Down in the bottom left-hand corner. He needs to pull himself out of this if he wants to move on to the round 4. It is.
Alright, a much more standard opener from Koda this time. You can see Reaper expands from the both of them, and Koda gets a slightly earlier second gas. My god, he'll be 4 Vespene ahead!
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think Koda will certainly try and go for the longer game here. Typically, he's a player that likes to do that. Kind of lean on his multitasking abilities really hard in the mid game. But it's Veritas who now has the games to play with, right? He's up 2-0 in the series. If he wanted to pull out something aggressive, it wouldn't be a bad time, because if it works, great, he wins. And if it fails, he's still got more maps to play with, more builds to throw at his opponent. So what other... We've had, after this, we will have 3 of the 4... Or wait, no. Which round of 8 matches have been played already?
All but 1. So, me versus GT Kung.
I know that one. That one happened. And then Kyojin game happened. What was the score of that?
It was 3-1 in favor of Emin.
Okay.
And now
so either way we're gonna have 2 Terrans in the top 4. Oh.
So It's Steven versus... Wait, who is
Ninja Turtle.
Steven? Ninja Turtle. Okay, so... I don't know how this is going to be treated, but that, like, will be tomorrow or not happen at all, I guess, because, 20th was the deadline for the round of 8. It's currently the 19th. Just realized that right now.
Not sure what is going to go on there. We'll have to keep that posted, I suppose.
I'll have to read them, HP Lovecraft until they play.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We're not afraid, okay? Yeah, Koda's gonna go in here. He does have the Reaper advantage and the Helene advantage, but a Cyclone about to pop, and as we said, that can be an absolute game changer in these early... He's gonna deny this CC a while. That's a good start.
Yeah, this is a good start for Koda. He loses a Hellion, but it's worth it, given the amount of time the CC has been delayed.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair... Oh, he gets it again! Oh. And some grenades. Okay, that was
definitely
definitely
I'm watching
worth
a
it,
PVT right now. It's like... This CC has been denied for a solid 40 seconds or so.
Yeah. And
Probably
Koda's
not
already got a
40.
gas queued up on his new bit, or he had one. No, he DQ'd it.
Ultimately, though, the CCs are going to finish at the same time, orbitals are morphing at the same time, so... Koda's going to be ahead of Worker.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what we saw there is like pretty standard TVT interaction. Somebody goes kind of macro aggressive, somebody goes macro defensive. The aggressive guy gets a little bit of damage done, then the defensive guy defends, and they both kind of end up in a very similar position.
One could almost say that's how all mirror matchups go.
One could almost say that. Except for nobody goes macro anything in PvP.
Except we need to keep that a secret so that casters can keep their jobs. Please, guys, please, don't figure out the game.
But the third CC is going to be a bit faster here from Veritas, which is always nice. But if he could actually catch these two Cyclones, Koda's in position. He's going to get one. Will he get the other? He's running it down.
Yeah,
there's the
absolutely,
lock.
100%.
Oh, and he even tried to lock on the Cyclone of Koda. That was a smart play. See if you can trade at least and get a Cyclone, but that's such a great pick there.
Is this the start of the Koda insurgency? Are we going to see a turnaround here? This is good momentum going into the mid-game. Even if the numbers don't look very different, it can be demoralizing to lose two Cyclones, getting 0 damage done. They didn't even trade out. They didn't get a single kill.
Yeah, and keep in mind, these racks, these bonus racks of Koda are a little bit ahead in response to, obviously, his CSC being a little bit behind. So, especially picking off two important defensive units like the Cyclones can be, he might be able to kind of posture himself on the map to even out when the third base goes down as well.
I like how the gas SCVs are mining off the other CC because it's slightly closer.
They're like, yeah, we're doing that one.
It's a Brood War strat.
Just get yourself a little bit extra gas. Every little bit does count.
Treat yourself.
Especially in TVT where there's a lot of stuff you need gas for. You're gonna want Ravens early, you're gonna want tanks, you're gonna want upgrades, right? Stim, that costs gas, like...
Koda splits off 2 Reapers. They're gonna... No, he's just securing the 3rd location.
I do like the commitment to Ravens we see here from Koda. He's gonna have 3 to the 1 of Veritas, and if they get into typical mid-game armies and it's 1 to 3, that can play a big difference. 3 Ravens, if microed properly, can disable a lot of tanks, even drop the Dorito cannon for Marine Wars. Like, they can certainly be the tipping point in fights.
Sounds like a shitty, like, promotional Xbox 360 game. It's like, sponsored by Doritos, Marine Wars. Fire the Dorito
Fire
cannon
the Dorito
there.
cannon.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like both of these guys spreading units out around the map, as you see a lot of, or you see pretty much all good Terrans do, right? Marines pretty cheap. You just send them out, use them as spotters. You don't want tanks sieging up on you unexpectedly. And if you position yourself like this, like look at their map vision, right? They've got walls down every attack path. There's no way an attack hits them that they don't see coming, unless it's like a drop around to the very edge of the map or something.
That one got a little bit overeager.
Yeah. Tried to spot too far forward. And it went the way of many, many scouts throughout history. You're the guy sent out to check things out and you don't come home, you know?
It got hit in the face with the siege tank shot, and he's like, I think that was a siege tank. Let me scout closer.
He turns, he's like, all right, you go check it out. The guy's like, oh, man, I don't want to do that. Go see if it was a tank or a liberator that killed him. Like, might have gotten burnt to death by a Hellion too. You might want to look out for that, you know. Oh no, this drop could fly directly over the army of Veritas. That'd be super unfortunate for him. Oh, he does. That's a medevac and 7 Marines down right off the bat. Koda is still up on army though, and his upgrades are ahead too. Although actually they're really, really close. Actually, they're not even ahead.
I like how Veritas was so like eager and excited to push in there, and then he got that one Marine just ruined his whole day. It's gonna turn back in.
Be like, nope, yep, that way is really scary, guy. Like, at least with the Zerg units, you can imagine that, like, their biomass gets reassimilated, and the Protoss can, like, warp the homie souls back to the mothership. But the Terran units...
Yeah, that is true. That's actually a lore fact, like...
Yeah. Like, Terran is the only one that really has to deal with morale problems, probably, you know?
Well, mortality problems. Like... Yeah. The Zerg doesn't really treat their units as people, and then the Protoss don't die. At least in Brood War, they just get zipped back to Ire.
Yeah.
But they look pretty dead in StarCraft too, because they leave corpses on the field, right? Like they're like clearly cut in half and stuff.
Yeah. But it certainly seems like a much less high of a line there. But actually, okay, here we go. Veritas dropping a double drop in the main. This is not seen at all. There is nothing in, and this is going to be really, really bad here for Koda. So far, a lot of production's being delayed. He's bleeding out some medevacs. 10 SCVs have gone down, and oh, these tanks get huge shots on the... Oh, just looking at the units lost, we see that was hugely, hugely efficient there for Veritas.
I feel like it was a little bit of a mistake to not move in at the same time he was doing that drop. But here we are. Koda gets the disables off. He will hold here, but again, Veritas trading very efficiently.
Yeah, he's even going to get out with those units and go back into the main where there are, once again, not any defenses. He's going to try and stim some Marines into position. But he's going to bleed out more and more units here. Koda is going to force him back. But Veritas taking a 4th behind this as well, evening up the base count. And he's been the one asking the questions so far here of Koda. Koda been largely forced onto his own half of the map. A lot of scans going down there trying to figure out each other's positions here. But I feel like this 4th base is very assaultable here for Veritas. He can definitely make a push here up from this high ground. Oh, Koda's going in. He's going to shove absolutely everything back. A ton of supply going down there for Veritas. And just like that, things swing the other direction. Cyclone even picking off a Viking. Almost.
Almost. So close.
Now there's only one tank. He can snipe it really quick. Oh, it doesn't get a shot off. This is too much bio. I think Koda might have done it here.
I think that was a huge mistake from Veritas pulling the boys to fight the Marines, because he could have repaired the planetary and held here, right? But yeah. The planetary goes down. Koda has a second wave of Marines coming across the map. Veritas does have a couple tanks sieged here, and there's no Ravens in the mix for Koda to shut them down right now. But Veritas does see the army movements on his radar. This orbital on at the third location is hugely vulnerable. Veritas is repositioning to defend the tank on the high ground. Gets one shelling off. I don't know how I feel about Koda backing out there. I feel like
I feel like he could have dived on those tanks. Yeah. Now he is still up a base, and upgrades are about to finish for both of them, but his production is going to be a lot stronger than Veritas this year. And he's even got those 2 Cyclones, the ones that got sniped out for Veritas earlier. He's going to start laying siege here. And I feel like the next step here from Koda is to get his tank count back up and get those Vikings in the sky. Let him do a little bit of pushing for him. Picks off the sensor tower, that's nice.
Sensor tower gone. The Marines can swear freely now. Really.
Yeah, and Veritas is building up. Koda is once again about max. And with more CCs on the way, he can just kind of hold this position. Veritas is still on 3 bases.
Can he, though? Veritas is going to try to crumble the flank. More Marines move in to respond. Veritas gets the siege up, though.
Oh my gosh,
this is not
there's so
good
many
for
tanks.
Koda.
No, it's not. There's so many tanks. He's getting his whole army blown up. Oh no.
Oh no.
Just like that, the army leads swinging in favor of Veritas. This tank gonna get a few extra shots as well. Will the Widowmine fire? But now the tank count is 8-3 in favor of Veritas. That's a big advantage.
Yeah, I think if Koda was defending back home and he had this extra army supply with him, that would have been a different engagement, but fortunately he just wasn't.
Yeah, there's still no 4th base on the way here for Veritas, though. He's lifting the main to do it. So economically, Koda's still in a better spot here. Actually, these SCVs are running over to this base. Not sure what that's about, but they're gonna get cleared out by Widowmines of all.
What the? Like what?
I don't know, man. Oh, but here comes Veritas. He's diving to get on top of the production. This could be absolutely disastrous here for Koda. He needs to raise those depots, buy himself some... Oh my gosh, he's gonna scan. He sees this army. He's gonna go in for the attack, but there are so many siege tanks here for Veritas. The tanks sieging up in the background here for Koda. They're starting to shell away at... And he does clear out most of the Marines, but all of his tanks are dead, I think. Now, he might be able to save one of them. Oh, but now Koda's gonna drop. In the background, there's Marines killing the 4th of Koda. This is absolute madness. But Veritas coming in with more units as well. He's absolutely everywhere. He's gutting Koda's economy.
Okay, Koda holds the reinforcements. SCVs come in from the back.
Yeah, but Veritas has double expanded behind this. He's losing his whole army, yet, but he's not down that much army. And keep in mind, he's got his main landed at a new base. Another base about to finish, whereas Koda just lost most of his SCVs.
Koda's moving out his own main. He needs to repair the CC, okay. I think... I mean, Koda has a lot of army supply, but a lot of it's medevacs right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like both these guys really need to get their tank count back up. We see 2 in production here for Veritas, none for Koda. And that's going to really stop him from being able to put pressure on these perimeter bases. I feel like he really wants to go hit that other one that's an orbital. That's very pushable. This base is a lot more locked down.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the fresh base from Veritas, though.
Yeah. Still, neither player just having had the breathing room in the economy to get that Viking count up. I feel like it could certainly be a little bit of a checkmate move for either of them if they can secure that high ground vision or that air superiority. Spotting depots actually coming out here from Veritas. I like that. At least let the buildings suffer, not the living Marines, you know?
Yeah. Although, Perfect did say they are biodegradable, so...
Indeed. But yeah, I mean, they're both approaching maxed once again, which means, you know, anything can happen. The problem I see with Koda's army is that it's all Marines and medevacs. 78 Marines, 9 medevacs versus 73 Marines, 8 tanks, and 6 medevacs. That is a flatly better army for Veritas. It just is better. And Koda scans, he sees that army, and he knows it. Veritas is getting ready to go in for the throat. He knows that Koda with one tank can't really secure position. He needs a huge surround if he wants to get anything done. Koda is starting to set something of the likes up, but Veritas scanning ahead. Both of them are keeping an eye on that positioning, not going to get caught unsieged here.
Yeah, this is a war of positioning right now, but it's... yeah, Koda cannot move into the tank line ever. Luckily, he has infinite healing power.
That's true. Yeah, he's going to heal every stim. He can afford to even overstim here. But Veritas is playing this smart, right? Slowly moving the tanks up, not being, you know, cavalier with unsieging and resieging. Just slow pushing Koda backwards. And here we go. Koda's going to go for it, but the tanks in the background adding so much extra DPS, every volley, shredding the Marine count of Koda, and Veritas extraordinarily going hugely up in supply. I think he's broken. I think he's broken.
Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of time for Koda, but, like, it's just time for, like, Koda to sit back and reflect on how this game went. There's about 12 Marines. There's more medevacs than Marines right now.
Yeah, he is going to fight to the last, but again, this tank count, an insurmountable advantage. GG, well played, good